Welcome to More Than Mindset, the only podcast that bridges the gap between spirituality and success. Go beyond the mind with clarity and confidence coach Kim Guillory and learn how to integrate your passion to serve with your skills and experience to create a business you love. Let's get started.
Hello, and welcome back to the show. I have been sitting here with my mind blown for quite a while now, and I've been sharing this idea with my clients. And after doing so this morning, I decided this would be a great topic for me to share with you. So I had this awareness, this cognition around something that has been plaguing me my entire career. So if you are a change worker, if you are someone who is helping others help themselves, you're going to want to hear this. I was thinking about this word. The word is ignorant. I used to say, when I was talking about someone who just simply wasn't understanding, I would say it's this innocent ignorance, as if I needed to put innocent in front of ignorant. And ignorant, not in a way of you're a dummy. That's not what I'm talking about at all. I'm talking about like the word ignorant. Who is ignorant? What is, like, what do you think of when you think of the word ignorant? For me personally, I had this negative, like, you're a dummy. You're like, there's something wrong with you. It's this very, very negative, like you're in the slow class kind of thing. And after playing around with this for a while, because I was justifying, excusing, explaining, and rationalizing. So for those of you that have been listening to the podcast for years, you know that I use this jeering, JEER, jeer. People who jeer are justifying, excusing, rationalizing, and really they're making reason. They're making reason of why something is the way it is. And this is a subconscious play. The only reason that we justify, excuse, explain, rationalize, and give reason is because we're trying to rationalize and judge it for ourselves. We're trying to make reason of it, trying to understand. So I was playing with this word, ignore, first of all. And then I had a moment and I was like, holy smoke. Wait a second. Is ignore a part of the word ignorant? Guys, I never put this together. Like, not even close. Like, ignorance, ignore, ignorant. I'm still sitting here with my mind blown wide open. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why that's important. If you're a change worker, if you're someone helping other people help themselves, if you're a helper, if you're a healer, if you're someone who is in the healing arts, in wellness, personal development, self-help, this could change your entire business and world and your personal life. It did for me. So I'm sitting here thinking about this word or this part of a word. And I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. All of the times that I have justified and excused and tried to change someone because I thought they didn't know. That's what ignorant was to me. I thought they didn't know. And I was looking through the lens of myself. There's so much that if I would have known better, I would have done better. And I was like saying that that was ignorance. Like, oh, I'm just a dumbass. Like, I'm just ignorant. I didn't know. Why didn't I know? I wouldn't have done the things that I've done. Well, in this moment, I realized there is another side to that. And it is choosing to ignore. Ignorant is choosing to ignore. So the reason that there is ignorance is because there is choice and there is dismissal. And this is not wanting to know. There is rejecting something. Oh my God. I hope I'm not just like going off the deep end here. This just blew all of these random excuses and reasons and justifications and excuses. It blew all the excuses that I was holding on to so tightly because I thought it was innocent ignorance. I had no idea that people were choosing to ignore But now that I believe more deeply in people, like actually knowing truth and knowing right from wrong and knowing justice and ethics and morals, like I just have more trust and faith in people in general. Now that I'm realizing this, I mean, I just like broke into laughter. I was like, all of my career, I have done this 30 something, all of my life. I've done this. I have made so many excuses and justifications, and I've explained it. And I've actually trained my team to do the same, which I'm like trying to correct now. Like, hold on, hold on, hold on. It's almost like new truth has entered the building. Wait a minute. There are ways that we can detect, that we can find out, that we can question, we can do some fact finding, and we can actually determine if they're ignoring or if they are innocently ignorant, which is still, conscious or unconscious, a choice to ignore, a choice to dismiss, an opportunity to not know what you actually know is true. So for those of you, I've used the word like wounded healer or woundology, the people that were trying to fix and mend themselves that got into this work. Just want to let you know that the relief and release and the letting myself off the hook and allowing people to choose if they want to ignore or if they want to accept, receive, know, whatever it is. But I'm just going to tell you, I'm 57 years old and I never put that together. So I'm hoping that is a treat for someone that is sitting out there that is like just holding on for these, like, I don't want to like again say anything negative, but it's like this stuckness that it actually could be a decision that they are remaining stuck and there is a way out. But if they are ignoring, if they are choosing not to confront it, if they are unwilling to feel that discomfort and change it, there is nothing we can do on this planet, in this world. There's nothing you or I or anyone else can do once someone is locked into that decision to choose to ignore, to choose to not know. It's out of our hands. It's out of our hands. And I gave myself permission to let them choose. It was so liberating. So liberating. I could have just like floated away because I was no longer in this spider web trap where it's like it was just like I didn't want to leave anybody behind. I was thinking like, oh, if I would have known, I would have done differently. And then I was taking that and putting that towards them. I was projecting all of that. I was making excuses. So if this is you, and if you are suffering because your clients are suffering and you are almost suffering more than they are, wanting them to change and trying to control this situation, it's like I've had degrees of this in the past, but not to this degree. This is completely liberating. I feel very happy. I feel joyful. I feel hopeful. I love everyone and where they have chosen to be. I can do that. I can grant them that because I can now see it for myself and see where I was. This subconscious sabotage or this roommate or this voice, these limitations, these self-inflicted limitations are so strong, you actually can't see the difference. And over the years, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it consumes you and then squashes you. And that's not our fault until we choose to ignore truth. We choose to ignore what our gut is saying. We choose to ignore a way out. That is when it is our fault. And that is ignorance because we choose to ignore. We ignore the signs, the red flags, the warnings, what people are doing to us. We choose to ignore that. And then we put it under the umbrella of being good people, being Christ-like, being Christian or whatever, like we put it under this bubble of it's being good but it's actually not serving anyone, especially not us. But that some of that stuff is coming from this sacrifice or suffering. I've talked about the glorified martyr before. It's like taking the high road, giving the people opportunity. But guys, when they're choosing to ignore, we have to allow them to choose. That's where the liberation comes from. We have to let them have their way because they've chosen, they're not going to give that up. And it is a form of self defeat when you're arguing. Instead, just love them where they are. Just let them choose. And they will come to terms when maybe it's when the suffering is too much, or maybe it's when they see that you're being a positive example by living what you were talking about, not telling them, not trying to get them to change, but just live it. Show them the evidence. Then they can choose something else. Because right now, the ignorance, the choosing to ignore, which to me sounds so much better than ignorance or ignorant. I couldn't accept that word because it felt like I was putting people down. I couldn't confront it. I couldn't agree with the word because I didn't fully understand the word. But then when I understood they're choosing to ignore, oh, they're just ignoring. Oh, they just think it's going to go away. They're just choosing to ignore. Obviously, I'm still a little mind blown by it, but it's because I've been like diving in on the topic. And so I'm seeing it everywhere now and I'm getting more evidence. I'm talking to more people. If you've been listening to the podcast for any number of time, you know that's what I do. I find a concept or a principle or an idea or something that I don't understand that I'm trying to understand. I start diving into it and all of a sudden, boom, I get this cognition and it starts bringing in all these examples and then I'm liberated and free and then I move on. I go into the next little trap and then I become free of that. And I'm like kind of okay with that being my life now. I used to listen to other people's opinions about I'm always changing, I'm always doing something different. I'm actually fine with that. Yes, because I'm learning and I'm continuing to learn and I'm becoming less ignorant because I'm willing to not ignore and I'm willing to confront because I now have the tools in order to confront and experience. And I don't mean confront by fist to head and knocking things out. I mean confronting by being willing to look at fully and do it comfortably, which would have been impossible for me when I was younger, even 20 years ago, probably even a few years ago, because I was so impatient and I was so reactive because I didn't know this part of my mind was controlling me. I had no idea. It was so real in my body that my nervous system would like lock me in and then I would get angry and then I would react and it just wasn't a great thing. And I was ignoring it. I was being told. Now that I see this, my husband told me, my children told me, my friends told me, my clients told me, I was being told. I was ignorant because I was choosing to ignore because I couldn't confront because I didn't have the tools to deal with it. So there's that. I can still love myself. I can still accept myself. I can be genuinely apologetic for anyone that I have harmed and let myself off the hook and go do better and be a better example. And that's my invitation for you this week is to really see, is it their choice? Is it that they are ignoring? And that does not make them like ignorant is not that other word that I thought it meant. And let me know what you think. Come into the free community. You should be able to click on a link wherever you're finding this at and access where we're doing change work. Like I'm doing a call in an hour from now. And if you've never been to one of my coaching calls, then I want to invite you to come and be my guest. All right. Have an amazing week. And please share the show with anyone who needs to hear this.
Thanks for listening to this episode of More Than Mindset.